When you come face to face with a monster bug, life can end in the blink of an eye.
When it strikes, it moves with extreme speed.
Every bug lives on borrowed time.
It really is a jungle out there, and they're at risk of getting eaten anytime.
Make one wrong move, and before you know it, your time is up. When a Sunburst Raspy Cricket comes up against a Leaf Tailed Mantis, it's youth versus experience. Speeding through the undergrowth, its body ablaze with all the colors of the sunset, the Sunburst Raspy Cricket is not afraid to draw attention to itself. But the happy hues aren't matched by a sunny disposition. This robust bug has a mean streak a mile wide.
Attack is always his first choice, and he does it with reckless abandonment. Looking for food? Attack. Feeling threatened? Attack. In fact, his answer to everything is attack.
This bug is built to attack. Whip-like antennae, many times his own body length, are long-range prey finders. Muscular hind legs deliver powerhouse kicks. Front legs lined with thorny spines hold victims in a death grip, while terrifying serrated mandibles tear and dismember.
The huge head isn't full of brains, it's full of muscle. And they provide enough power for the mandibles to cut through even the toughest arthropod exoskeleton. He's the complete package, really. He can run and climb, jump and fly, bite, kick, and spike as well, and that's only when he's in a good mood.
During the day, the Sunburst Raspy Cricket finds a suitable leaf and builds himself a hideout, held together with his own silk spit.
Believe it or not, raspy crickets can secrete silk from glands in their mouth. And what he's doing is using it to construct a little retreat that he can hide in during the day. When he squeezes into this snug little cocoon, he'll pull his antennae in and curl them up next to the body. And he'll just sit out the day contemplating his next big kill.
Nightfall is his cue to come out of hiding and embark on a killing spree.
His appetite is almost never ending. He won't stop until he's fully gorged himself, which transforms this hyperactive and agile creature into a bloated one returning home on half power.
This cricket finds his way back thanks to unusual navigation equipment. Simple eyes on his head serve as super-sensitive light receptors.
They're called ocelli, and they're effective at picking up faint light emissions, even from the stars above. It's thought that, along with the pheromone trails, this is what allows a raspy cricket to venture far distances afield and still find his way home.
The Sunburst Raspy Cricket is an old pro at hunting. But there's a new kid on the block. A young leaf-tailed mantis, still wet behind the wings, munches on a moth.
Now, he's actually kind of immature, not very well developed. However, his hunting skills are just fine.
With his bright green coloring and leaf-shaped abdomen, this young buck is already a camouflage expert.
Mantises sit for hours in one place waiting for the perfect opportunity. But when that opportunity arises, they go for it fast.
Two false eyes on the inside of the forearms are a neat defensive trick.
When the mantid is feeling defensive, it'll open up its forearms and show these amazing eye spots. It startles potential predators so that they think they might be facing a much larger foe.
But it's the hardened spines that are truly terrifying. Those long raptorial forelegs snatch prey, pinning it down, while razor-sharp mouthparts tear it to pieces. A wandering brown cricket gets no warning. But it's the cricket's lucky day. The brash young mantid has missed his mark and has to settle for a drumstick.
It looks like this young guy has quite a bit of work to hone his hunting skills. But if he survives, he'll have plenty of time to hone that accuracy.
In fact, he'll get another chance very soon. As dawn approaches, a sunburst raspy cricket returns home full and satisfied after an evening hunt. But a young leaf-tailed mantis is ready and waiting. These bug war combatants share similar weaponry. Both grab their prey in a spiky embrace, then rip it apart with razor-sharp mandibles. Which one will live to greet the dawn? The leaf-tailed mantis's keen eyes are already locked on the approaching cricket. He watches intently, not moving a muscle. One potential victim has escaped tonight. This time, he can't afford to miss.
If the mantis gets a clean first strike, then the raspy cricket is doomed. However, if it misses, like it did that first time, it could be the one getting eaten.
The cricket is sluggish. A full belly has robbed him of his usual speed and awareness. Even the cricket's extra-long antennae don't register danger until it's too late. In a blur of speed, the young mantid grabs. This time, it's a textbook strike.
Once an animal is locked into the forearms of a mantis, they face an impossible dilemma. If they don't struggle, it means certain death, and if they do struggle, it just prolongs the agony.
Clutching his victim, the mantid swings upside down. Its hardened mandibles go to work on the cricket's head. Even the tough serrated mouthparts are consumed.
That's the final reward for showing some attitude. You get your head bitten off, literally.
It's a harsh price to pay. The sunburst raspy cricket will never see the sun rise again. when a spiny spider clashes with a crab spider. It's a case of now you see it, now you die. With her wicked spikes and splashy war paint, the spiny spider is one prickly customer.
These spines are really effective. If you touch them, they're really hard and sharp. These are tough, strong little spiders.
At her rear, enormous twin spikes, black-tipped and hardened, form a vicious V shape. On her back, multiple spikes sprout like devil's horns. For a web dweller, they're the perfect defensive weapons for warding off aerial attackers.
Imagine if you're a bird and you go in, you attack a spider, grab it, and the spines hit the roof of your mouth. This is an anti-predator defense against birds and other mammals with soft palates.
The spiny spider is an orb weaver who stays at home to hunt in a circular web just a few feet off the ground. A trapped horsefly poses no problems for this predator, except maybe for some short-term dizziness.
It's struggling very strongly, kicking and shaking and trying to get out of the web. But the spider is a tough little devil, and what she does is she'll dart in, bite it, and start wrapping the prey up.
Large chelicerae and fangs don't just inject venom. They're serious weapons, able to crush and mangle. Not far from that scene of carnage, another assassin hides out in the open.
The crab spider is a master of subterfuge. Her entire strategy is to be like wallpaper, to blend into the background.
Mottled markings and a gnarled body make the crab spider all but invisible to other bugs. This well-disguised warmonger wastes no energy, remaining motionless until the right moment.
That's a classic crab spider ambush, just sitting motionless, not moving a muscle, until the prey is in range and then grabbing in the one and only movement.
The crab spider and her spiky neighbor might never cross paths. But today, the spiny spider has decided to start demolishing her own web.
At dawn, they start putting up their web, and at dusk, they'll take their web down. And this is largely to replace the glue.
The unwanted web won't go to waste. She devours it, strand by silken strand.
They eat the silk, digest it, and are able to recycle the proteins. 80% get recycled and reused in the next web.
But until she builds a new web, she's exposed and vulnerable. What happens when she runs into a cleverly concealed executioner? In the undergrowth, a spiny spider searches for a suitable spot to build a new web. Unaware that a crab spider is waiting on a chance to strike. The spiny spider has large chelicerae and long fangs that crush. The crab spider has powerful front legs for grabbing prey and fangs for dispensing lethal venom. Which spider will reign supreme? Separated from her silk fortress, practically blind, the spiny spider is at her weakest.
she's not picking up all the vibrations from her web that give her an enormous amount of information.
But the crab spider is perfectly positioned. Camouflaged against the branch, waiting for a victim to walk into her trap.
That's the power of sitting still in the bug world. While the other animals aren't noticing you, you're conserving your strength in order to be able to kill them.
The spiny spider walks straight into an ambush.
This crab spider is the master of the ultimate fighting leg lock, and the spiny spider certainly has plenty for her to grab onto.
The crab spider's muscular forelegs wrap around those huge rear spikes. The spiny spider struggles to break free as her enemy probes for a kill shot.
Her exoskeleton is really very hard and hard to break through. She isn't easy to bite in the right place.
Finally, the tiny daggers puncture the outer shell. Venom starts to flow. At the other end, the spiny spider's own fangs, normally such vicious and effective weapons, stab blindly.
The crab spider's venom normally takes prey down reasonably quickly, but the spiny spider is certainly hanging on much longer than usual. The crab spider, however, is more than strong enough to keep a hold until it pumps enough venom in to kill the spiny spider.
If she'd been in her web, she could have taken down that crab spider. But outside of her web, she was really in a bad situation.
Even before the spiny spider succumbs, her attacker starts to feast. Slowly, methodically, the spiny spider has the life sucked out of her. When a dragonfly nymph and a water bug bump heads, one of them will be sleeping with the fishes. In the endless battle of the bugs, every muddy pond is a theater of war. Hungry submariners sit and wait. With its camouflaged body and ravenous appetite, the dragonfly nymph, or mud-eye, is a skilled ambush hunter.
The mud-eye is an aquatic monster. If aliens came to Earth and this is the first animal that they met, they'd probably go back to their own planet in fear.
One day, the mud-eye will become a winged dragonfly, hovering above the pond, but not yet.
At this point, flight is still a long way off for the mud-eye. It has to survive the first 90 to 95% of its life in the water.
Until then, the mud-eye sits motionless in the mud and gravel, waiting for the right moment to pounce. A hapless tadpole is consigned to a watery grave.
The speed of the mud-eye strike is so fast, it leaves the prey no time to react.
And the jaws doing the snatch and grab are unlike any other.
This structure is called the mask because it sits beneath the head and covers the mandibles. The entire contraption is hinged in the middle and has a pair of cups at the end. So when a prey item swims past, it's shot out at extreme speed, locks onto it, pulls it back in, and then it's chewed apart.
This dragonfly in waiting is perfectly adapted to the life aquatic. Tiny sensory hairs on its body and legs detect faint vibrations through the water, while breathing is handled by the back end.
The mud-eye has internal gills in its rear end, so it breathes by sucking in water past those gills and into its abdomen. Then, once enough oxygen is absorbed, just pushes the water straight back out. This respiration technique is what allows the mud-eye to stay submerged 24/7.
But the mud-eye isn't the only predator in this pond. It has a rival. Looking like an aquatic anteater, the water bug hunts by harpoon.
They've got a dagger-like proboscis, which they insert into prey, they grab them, they stab them, and they paralyze their prey.
Injected toxins shut down the nervous system almost instantly. With the prey paralyzed, the water bug sets about vacuuming up its victim's innards.
That wire-like probe is actually the proboscis, and what it's doing is it's going into the body and cutting up holes between different cells and breaking them up. Then it's got these digestive enzymes coming out and liquefying it, and then through a second tube, it's sucking up the fluid.
Don't be fooled by its ungainly appearance. This bug is a surprisingly fast swimmer. Broad brush-like hairs on the legs, like oars, propel the water bug through the water. Vicious forelegs end in a single curved claw, sharp as a fishhook and used for the same purpose. Like the mud-eye, the water bug also breathes through its backside. But with no gills, it must surface for air.
He's got a number of specialized hairs on his abdomen, and what these hairs do is they trap air bubbles that allow him to be submerged and breathe underwater for some short period of time.
In this small, well-populated pond, these two killers are bound to run into each other. What happens when the masked murderer takes on the serial stabber? In a murky rainforest pond, a mud-eye is poised to ambush its next victim. But its arch nemesis, a water bug, is also on the hunt. The mud-eye grabs its prey with unique extendable jaws, then tears it apart with sharp mandibles. The water bug uses its proboscis to inject paralyzing toxins and digestive juices, then sucks up the liquefied flesh. The enemies face off in the gloom. The mud-eye moves first, attacks, and narrowly avoids the water bug's harpoon. But with a lightning-fast lunge, the water bug strikes. The mud-eye is locked in the grip of those powerful raptorial legs. The water bug's lethal proboscis pierces its target. Toxins flood the mud-eye's body, sending its nervous system into instant meltdown.
Right now, the mud-eye must feel like he's stuck in an iron lung. He's not dead yet, but he's totally paralyzed, completely unable to escape.
The water bug settles down to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Barbed stylets rake through soft tissue, while digestive enzymes turn the mud-eye's insides into mush.
So the mud-eye has been grabbed, stabbed, and dissolved. It's a gruesome bug microsurgery.
And so another potential dragonfly sinks without trace. never to feel the wind beneath its wings. When a domino beetle goes head-to-head with a crimson-legged assassin bug, it's caustic chemicals versus a surgical spear. So often in a tropical paradise, where there's beauty, there's danger. Predators stalk these petals. With a glossy black carapace and white spots, it's not hard to guess how the domino beetle got its name. This mean fighter comes from a family of belligerent beetles.
They are good predators, and they'll do what it takes to get food, whether it's stealing food, pillaging food, or killing food.
The domino is the hyena of the bug world. An unfussy carnivorous scavenger, happy to chow down on any creature, living or dead. Its prey are mashed by mandibles that are more powerful than they seem.
Although his mandibles are relatively small, they're general purpose, and they pack a much stronger punch than they look like they do.
Should an attacker persist, then it's all-out chemical warfare. When threatened, the domino sprays a noxious secretion.
It's a combination of formic acid, which burns, and hydrocarbons that are really stinky, so he just smells really bad.
The domino beetle is also fast and fidgety, unable to stand still. But that sometimes lands him in trouble when he finds himself near a potential foe. The crimson-legged assassin bug is a mortal enemy. With its chunky red legs, ungainly body, and elephantine proboscis, this bug is, let's face it, no oil painting.
There are some researchers at Arizona State University hold an annual event called the Ugly Bug Contest. One year, it was won by an assassin bug.
This mean guy likes to win ugly too. Massive forelegs, like baseball bats, club prey into submission. And that huge proboscis injects toxic saliva that kills almost instantly. And at all times, those bulbous compound eyes are on the lookout. Though the domino beetle doesn't know it, it's wandered into danger. What happens when the hyena clashes with the hitman?
Even though the assassin bug is the only dedicated predator in this chance meeting, the domino beetle still knows how to fight, and his mandibles are quite hardcore, so anything could happen.
Amid the rainforest flowers, a battle is about to begin. A carnivorous domino beetle, scavenging for food, wanders into danger. A ravenous crimson-legged assassin bug on the hunt has an appetite for fresh beetle. The domino beetle has crushing mandibles, tough armor, and a noxious chemical spray. The assassin bug has club-like legs and a harpoon proboscis that injects lethal toxins. Which combatant will survive? The hyperactive domino beetle has stumbled into trouble. Its movement has attracted the assassin. At the last moment, the domino sidesteps a deadly blow.
This domino beetle ought to avoid that assassin bug, but it's such a hyperactive animal, I don't think it's going to back off.
The domino returns. This time, the assassin makes the first move and gets a nasty surprise. A burning, stinking chemical cloud sends it reeling.
That's like being sprayed right in the face with a can of mace. It's gotta hurt. But it doesn't mean that he's given up on turning that beetle into lunch.
The beetle's bought itself a little time. But the effects of the noxious spray soon wear off. The assassin bug launches a ferocious attack. This time, there'll be no chemical counterstrike. In the blink of an eye, the domino falls.
Once this beetle has been injected with the highly toxic saliva of the assassin bug, it doesn't have a chance to respond. It's all over for this beetle.
It hasn't been the easiest hit, but at last the victor can relax. The assassin's work is done, and the hyperactive domino has made its last move. When a mangrove tree crab and a leopard spider cross paths, fate will shape their destiny. Equally at home in tree or sea, the mangrove tree crab is an intrepid adventurer.
They're very active, curious animals that are moving over long distances quite far away from water. They're not called tree crabs for nothing.
Heavy armor plating, vice-like pincers, and agile legs make this crab a super survivor.
The crab is incredibly fast on her feet. They can actually move at 3 feet a second. And not only do they move forward, but they can move sideways. They're really hard to track for predators.
Her nimble limbs also serve as barbed spears that can impale as well as scale. Razor-sharp spines decorate each leg before narrowing to needle points. A single spike can puncture exoskeletons like balloons. Sensory hairs on each leg also assist the crab in scoping out her surroundings, while large compound eyes help her size up her prospects. As an omnivorous scavenger, she'll happily feast on flesh.
They'll eat both plant material and leafy material, but in addition, any meat that they can get, they go for.
But while looking for food, she must keep her gills oxygenated. Failure to hydrate could leave her high and dry. But the mangrove tree crab isn't the only hunter hereabouts. The leopard spider has a supernatural talent for murder. Long legs, a dark gray cloak, and dominant size lend this killer a spectral presence.
The leopard spider does all its hunting at night, down on the ground and in the lowest levels of the vegetation. And with those dark, velvety legs and stripes, this is a killer that most victims don't spot until it's too late.
A leg span of almost 4 inches, married to explosive speed, is a fatal combination for this grasshopper.
That's a typical strike. She didn't flinch a muscle right up until the moment she threw herself onto the grasshopper in a single movement.
And not content with just one meal, the leopard is a rapacious hunter who will kill over and over again. Powerful crescent-shaped fangs deliver venom in measured doses. The larger the quarry, the bigger the payload. With her prey impaled, the leopard spider floods the body with a potent brew of digestive juices. The leopard may be celebrating her win now, but when she collides with the mangrove tree crab, which one will run out of luck? At the edge of the jungle, a mangrove tree crab has attitude to spare. In close proximity, a leopard spider is a supernatural killer with murder on her mind. When fate throws them together, which one has a destiny with death? The leopard spider's toxic fangs easily decimate prey. But the mangrove tree crab's claws can crush limbs in an instant. Who will deal the fatal blow? In a moonlit clearing, the leopard and the mangrove crab size each other up. The crab, justifiably, looks nervous.
This poor crab's eyes look like they're about to pop out of its head. Imagine coming on this big leopard spider. There's no walking away from this situation.
The spider strikes early. It misses, but has sensed its opponent's motion. The crab's claws strike out.
Bet the crab is scared, but the leopard spider can't be without her own reservations. This is not exactly a risk-free scenario.
But the crab would make a superb meal. The leopard lunges, those velvety legs circling the crab. The spider searches for a chink in the armor, but the crab throws up a foaming diversion.
All this foaming at the mouth is really trying to get the spider to back away. It doesn't want the spider's fangs to pierce its carapace, because if it does, the crab is a goner.
The crab snaps at the spider pedipalps. To avoid them, the leopard lifts the crab right off the ground and pumps in venom.
Once she's impaled her prey, the leopard spider will raise her body up to get the victim off the ground and clamp it between those massive chelicerae. This keeps it from escaping or retaliating.
Supremacy secured, the spider carries the corpse to her den before dissolving the innards and slurping up crab chowder.
As with any other prey, the leopard spider is going to drain the crab of all of its flesh and leave behind just an empty shell. And why not? Who says a spider can't enjoy a good seafood buffet?
In the bug world, fortune favors the brave. For the losers, the odds are overwhelming. When bugs go to war, death can be seconds away. And time stands still for no bug. Young lives are cut short. And bold moves can end in an instant. In the monster bug realm, you can be king of the castle one moment, history the next.